because there's not much time and we're going to talk about a lot of things. So I think that last year, somewhere 2023, December, we met at I met some of you at Assembly Lodge, and we discussed a lot of things about Cardano, Project Catalyst, and all that. By the way, if you are still here today with us, it's a good thing, and I'm happy to have you here. Now, let's see, yes. At this call, as I indicated, we're just going to look at some basic concepts. We want to look at what blockchain technology is. We want to look at the Cardano blockchain, and then we'll also look at some of the Cardano arms, as well as some of the use cases of Cardano blockchain. And then we just take some snapshot at the development cases, and then we have ourselves introducing Cardano Project Catalyst. So what then is blockchain technology? I think we've defined it severally at several, platforms. Blockchain technology is, that decentralized database, and it gives everyone the power, it gives everyone the opportunity to be able to build and manage database. I mean, not just database, but to also manage access. You all attest to the fact that when the internet, came, we had a lot of issues. I mean, the internet brought us so many solutions for us to manage information, for us to move information about. Because prior to the internet revolution, we're having difficulties in terms of sending information, sending money, dealing with a lot of things, governance issues. But internet brought us that solutions where we'll be able to send information 0 minutes, and you are communicating with someone. From Web 1, where we're viewing pages, to Web 2, we begin to what? We begin to have social media platforms where people can interact virtually. And then now we are heading to Web 3 technology, where you can build and own applications, decentralized applications. So blockchain technology is what is empowering this. It's the major use case, one major use case of blockchain technology is the cryptocurrencies or financial payments, because you are able to what? You are able to, create tokens. You are able to tokenize assets on the blockchain technology. And then it helps you to be able to manage assets. But identity, we cannot overemphasize it, because identity and information management is one key, because the blockchain technology gives you that, immutability, and nothing can be changed. Once it's recorded on the blockchain, that ends it. That ends it. You will not be able to, have any tampering with the ecosystem. Now, this diagram just shows you what blockchain technology, how the layout is. You will realize that there's a block of transaction, and then this block of transaction gets recorded on a ledger. And then after it is recorded on a ledger, it is distributed to everyone participating on the blockchain. And those participating on blockchain are what we call the node operators. They have their servers set up, and they're able to validate transactions that occurs on the blockchain. So after the transaction is being confirmed, it's going to be recorded into existing blocks that have existed or that have happened on the blockchain. And then rewards are going to be shared to people that have been able to do this node operating. So that's what we sometimes term as mining. Because if you say you are mining a particular cryptocurrency, you are actually doing validation of transactions, you are actually confirming, and then at the end of the day, they give you rewards. So they give you rewards based on the particular blockchain you are working on. If it is a Bitcoin blockchain, the Cardano blockchain, you get rewards. The next thing I want to talk about is, let me control my slides. Good. So these are some of the applications of blockchain technology. The use cases are numerous. And like I mentioned, digital IDs. You can have digital IDs that are going to be issued on the blockchain. The Bitcoin protocol, Cardano and the likes. Blockchain allows you to be able to have cryptocurrencies prevail on the blockchain technology. You can create voting system. You can create payment and transfers. You can also have real estate. You can have land solutions. You can integrate blockchain into land solutions where you can register land titles, have smart contracts, Internet of Things, devices interacting with each other. Talk about trackers, talk about smart TV, smart cities. These are these are, solutions that can leverage the blockchain platform to be able to, enhance productivity. Online music, we have banking, music. Well, for music, those of us who are interested in music, you can actually leverage NFT platform, non-fungible tokens, where you can tokenize your music, your artists, your artifact, in order to protect your intellectual property. Healthcare, pharmaceuticals, we can actually what? Fight illegality. We can fight smuggling. We can fight counterfeit using blockchain technology. So these are just some of the few use cases of blockchain. And the next, sorry, my slides is actually taking time to load. No. Okay, good. So now that brings me to Cardano. What is Cardano? I mean, Cardano blockchain was founded by Charles Hoskinson, and I mean he was one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and the development was done in 2015. It was deployed and launched somewhere September 2017. And what does it do? It is what? It aims to provide a more secure and scalable infrastructure for the development of what? Decentralized applications and smart contracts. So from paper to paper, year by year, the Cardano ecosystem, the team came together to find lasting solutions in terms of how they can, manage identity, governance, and value. There are some three major arms that are behind Cardano ecosystem. One of them is the input-output, which is the head. The input-output IOG is, is being managed or headed by Charles Hoskinson, and there are several, staff that are working with the input-output. They are majorly in charge of the engineering, the software, the scientific experiment, the development, and they're able to bring out a lot of peer review research. They're able to get some funding. They're able to provide a lot of sponsorship to some activities that are existing in the Cardano ecosystem. The Cardano Foundation is the entity. It is the non-profit organization that is in charge of making sure that they manage the governance as well as they promote the Cardano ecosystem. So it focuses on standardization, community support, and also does education. Of course, that's when they have the Cardano Ambassador Program. They have the Cardano Summit every year. Cardano Summit happens. And of course, just to announce to you that we're going to have a community-led event that's going to be held in Ghana here. I mean, sure, it's likely to be in Tamale. So those of you who will be available somewhere October, you can make time and join the Cardano Summit. Imego is one of the founder entities, and it serves as the venture arm of the ecosystem. And what it does is to support and incubate commercial ventures. And then they're able to utilize the Cardano ecosystem. So it also helps in adoption, integration, and commercial applications. The use cases are a lot. I've mentioned a few already. Decentralized finance allowed for lending, borrowing, trading without relying on intermediaries like banks. Identity verification. You can use the blockchain to be able to verify transactions, enable individuals to have more control over their finances. Supply chain, you can track goods and services that are being transported from the producer to the consumer using resilient and robust decentralized applications to be able to track supply. Voting systems. Currently, the Cardano, the Cardano Project Catalyst, we use a voting app which is totally deployed. Develop and deploy on the Cardano blockchain, and that is where we cast our votes on proposals, to seek something, to get funding and treasury to be able to make their dreams come true. You can tokenize assets as I indicated. The roadmap is simple. In fact, from the first stage to the fifth stage, and fortunately, from the Baron stage, the Shelley stage, the Gogi, and the Basho, and the Voltaire, today, Cardano is zooming into the Voltaire era. We talk largely about governance. I think when Sadu comes, he's going to walk us through what the governance is, what the, even the delegated representatives are, and how we can also participate. So Byron was just to, establish the Cardano blockchain, introduce the ADA cryptocurrency, and then it was more focused on stability and functionality. The Shelley era brought decentralization, where we begin to have SPOs, stake pools, being able to run on the ecosystem, and community groups and community organizations were able to start some some stake pools where they can, delegate some of their ADA to help validate transactions. The Gogian era focuses more on smart contracts and development of decentralized, applications. It also expanded Cardano's capabilities. But with Basho, it aims to scale, bring more interoperability, sustainability, and it focuses on optimizing the network performance for growing the user base. And as I indicated, Voltaire brings about the Cardano constitutional committees, it brings about the treasury, it brings about, more of an enhanced and autonomous, decentralized funding base. And Voltaire era actually, sends us to that era of, governance where community members, the ecosystem are given the power to, voice, to make their decisions, vote on projects, contribute to the growth of the ecosystem in order to shape the future of Catalyst and Cardano. Now, I'm going to talk about Project Catalyst, and that will be the last thing I'll be talking about. Project Catalyst is, is the world's largest decentralized innovation engine for solving real-world challenges. You all attest to the fact that a lot of blockchain communities are looking for, people to come on board. They are looking for developers. They are looking for incubators, for accelerators. But to be honest, Cardano is that platform, that only, a blockchain that gives people, the power to come and solicit, to come and network, to come and seek funding in order to make sure that proposals or ideas become reality. So if you are in the hall, if you are in the conference room today, and you are someone who is passionate about leveraging the blockchain technology, someone who is passionate about bringing out solutions, to solve real-world solutions. I know there are developers in the room, and this is where you should be interested in it, because the Project Catalyst gives you that power in order for you to launch your solutions on the Cardano blockchain. By so doing, you are helping to address problems that are facing the ecosystem. So Project Catalyst basically runs through certain stages. First, we look at the challenge category set. So the Catalyst team, what happens is that the Catalyst team will set the categories. So in every funding round, we call them funding rounds. From fund 1 up to today, we are now in fund 12. Yes, fund 12. Fund 11 concluded a few months ago. Now we are in fund 12, and fund 13 will be launching very soon. So when the fund is launched, they tell you some of the challenge categories. It could be Cardano Open, it could be dApps, it could be products, wherever you find yourself. If you are someone who wants to do education or events like what we are doing as Cardano ambassadors, myself and Cyril, what we are doing here. In fact, this is actually one of the projects that we got funding in Fund 11, dReps onboarding, the meetup, empowering the Cardano Ghana community. That's actually the title of the program, and it was funded. And this is going to be our last event for the project. And so, what we are doing there, we are empowering, we are giving you the education, we are bringing you together to network, and we are inviting everyone to the virtual platforms of the Cardano ecosystem. So after the challenges categories are set, as I mentioned, you have a challenge category for education, you have some for dApp development, you have some for legalities. If you are someone who wants to talk about policies and how governance and regulators or government should interact with the Cardano blockchain or the ecosystem, you can come on board and you look into that. The website of the Project Catalyst is projectcatalyst.io. I think that Sidu will share the relevant links at the end of the meetup for you. So the stage 2 is to launch the fund. So after the categories are set, the fund will be launched, and then the window will be open for proposal submission. You understand? It's going to be open for proposal submission. And the third one is what? You finalize. So when you submit proposals, you are given the chance to finalize your proposal, because they work with timelines. Projects work with what? Timelines and deliverables. So when they give you a date, for instance, it's going to be launched if the proposal window is open on 29th June, they give you like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to submit ideas. So when you submit, you finalize. They can just give you 3-4 days to finalize your ideas. And the finalization basically is about editing, grammatical errors, certain links that you wanted to put into your proposal. You just use those few days, finalize your idea, and then it's going to be locked in. So after you finalize it to be locked in, you can no longer edit, you can't do anything to a proposal. It's going to be locked in and be submitted to the Cardano idea skill, and community members, everyone participating on the idea skill, can be able to view your proposal. Then the next stage is community review, proposal review. So the community, as I mentioned, governance, they come and then they review. I mean, they review your proposals. They review it based on the impact, based on the the impact, the feasibility, and then the value for money. These are the three criteria areas that the community members will review your proposal, and they score you on a scale of 1 to 5. They score you where 1 stands for bad answer or poor answer, and then 5 stands for what? Excellent answer, and 4 is good answer. So they are going to rate your ideas based on the impact of your proposal, the feasibility, and then the value for money. I mean, project catalyst is something we'll find a day and zoom into it detailing. So that we'll look at how you can assess proposal, how you can participate, how you can, even review proposals. So after that, we'll have the moderation stage, also still under the community review. So the moderation is basically done by level 2 reviewers, level 2 reviewers on the Cardano ecosystem. And of course, some Cardano ambassadors will be invited to do the moderation. So after the reviews are done, they are going to actually flag some, invalid reviews that are, invalid. For instance, if you do reviews and there are several similarities between your reviews, you do reviews while using what AI generator content. There are going to be scripts that are going to identify this AI generator because we want originality. We don't really want, spoon feeding or you go and generate. No, we want originality. We want it to be very true, to be very, constructive with your criticisms. And so that's why there are, TypeScript to be able to identify AI generator content, similarities, as well as the length. So if you rate a proposal, for instance, an impact, and you say it's excellent 5, you are expected to give a reason why you are rating the 5, why you are saying that the proposal is impactful, why you are giving the 5. And you have to also provide at least 150 words. Your reason or comment should be about 150. So the length is also matters. When you are giving your reason, you should ensure that it meets 150 and the originality matters. And then governance. So after that, after the moderation, voting begins. The current funding round from 12, the voting started on 27th, and it's going to last until July 11th. So we are currently voting on proposals. And unfortunately, for those of you who are just hearing about the voting, you will not be able to register now unless the next funding round, which is from 13, that you can sign up with a minimum of 500 ADA. You can register as a voter, and then you help in decision making, in selecting some proposals that are going to get funding to launch their solution. So after that, results are released and then projects are onboarded. So they publish the results after the 2 weeks voting for success, for the community to know the successful projects that are going to receive funding. And then they onboard the projects. After they onboard the projects, then they start the execution. They start building their solutions. And these are some of the few rules on the project catalyst. So you can participate as what? As a proposer. Let's say a proposer basically you submit an idea for funding. So you can participate as a proposer. Once you register on projectcatalyst.io, that is cardano.ideascale.com, you can submit your idea to solicit for funding. So you can be a team, you can be 2 people, 3 people, 5 people. You should ensure you have a team, look at the challenge category you are submitting in, and then there's a proposal template that will guide you to be able to submit your idea. The next one is the proposal reviewer. So you can review proposals, PR. The PR role basically you register. When you register now, they are going to put you at level 0, LV0, and then with time, so for level 0, they give you a maximum of 30 proposals to review. And then when you are able to do that, we are able to do and get enough valid reviews, they can promote you to level 1, then even up to level 2, depending on the amount of work and effort you put in the reviews. And you get rewards because as a review, they pay rewards. Every proposal review, they reward you. That's one thing about the catalyst. I mean, the catalyst is very empowering, it's very rewarding. They will reward you for your time, for your contribution in helping to shape the catalyst ecosystem. You can also be a community moderator. And for community moderator, you guys, they want veterans. They want people that have some experience already in terms of proposal reviews and milestone statements reviews. So they are the people that operate at the community moderator level. The next is milestone reviewer. Yes, you can also be a milestone reviewer, and that is after you work a number of times as a community reviewer, as a proposal reviewer, rather, they can invite you to become a milestone reviewer. So during projects onboarding, they let you review milestone statements, because every proposal will have milestone statements. So you review the milestone statement, and then you approve them. So after reviewing the milestone statement, when they launch their projects and they start executing, they are going to be submitting proof of achievement. That's the POA. So if they submit proof of achievement, the milestone reviewers, the MR, they are going to what? Make sure that they verify and approve or decline the proof of achievement that are submitted. So every proposal will have the output. Let's say your stated outcomes, the acceptance criteria, and the evidences that you are going to share. For instance, if you say you're going to organize an event which is going to get about 30 people or 20 people, we expect to have a database or registration database that has a 30 people or 50 people or 30, the number you indicated. I mean, if you indicate that you have, if you indicate that you have, you want to share pictures and videos, we expect to have all these things. I mean, shared. You want to do a survey at an event, we expect to have a survey output as well. So these are some of the evidences the milestone reviewers will be looking at. Voter, with a minimum of 500K that you can vote on projects, you can vote on ideas, and then you help shape the ecosystem. And then funded proposer, FT. So if you propose an idea, they fund you. You become an funded proposer. And then you get access to several platforms. I mean, every Tuesday, the funded proposers meet to discuss a lot of professional development, opportunities. They get training, they get empowerment, they get network with other funded proposers in order to harness each other's potentials and experiences to better execute their projects. Every Wednesday, the Catalyst team also meets. And in fact, these are some of the links that you can explore. You join the Cardano Ghana community, t.me. If those of you on Telegram, we are on Telegram, go and search Cardano Ghana official. You can join our community group. I expect to see some requests that I can admit you into the community. You follow us on Twitter or X, formerly Twitter, now X, Cardano Ghana. Also, you can visit cardano.org/project catalyst. You can also join the Cardano channels. If you search Cardano on Telegram, you'll be able to join the Cardano platforms, as well as our email is there, cardanoghana@gmail.com. You can just write to us and ask any questions. So I thank you very much for the audience, and I just have maybe we can just do some 5 minutes, but if there are going to be questions, but if you are going to be sending me the questions virtually, fine, you can even put it to be forwarded to me, and then we can address some of the concerns. So thank you very much for the audience, and I'll just end it here because time wasn't. Yes.
So wait for the 5 minutes and let's. So
yes.
If you have questions, go back to this game. You can address this. I can address some.
Yeah.
But if you have a question in particular for you, you want him to address this and because of network, if there are questions, you can address so I mean, respond to those questions and I do that say that how many. So now questions.
Yeah, any question, anything on the presentation, anything on our community, Cardano Ghana community, anything on Cardano, anything on Project Catalyst, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask any question you may have.
We talk about the Catalyst, the roadmap, blockchain, and how you can participate in the Catalyst and everything. That's one of the because there are a lot of others and we might want to keep attending the Catalyst. So if there are no questions, you can something for the time that is not.
Yeah, I just encourage them to join our community group. I'm sure on it, that's where we can even address most of the questions. People may have some questions later, and you can just write to us. We'll address them.
We'll share this in Telegram all right, so maybe we can we'll drop it here and then so that we'll continue.
Okay, so thanks you very much, Seidu, for having me. And I wish you a very successful event. So especially with the rest of the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye. Okay, all right. think I can stop sharing somewhere. Just give me some minute.
So stop recording before I stop filing the meeting.
Okay. Is my screen showing pop?
Yes, yes. Can you stop recording so that I'll just leave and proceed?
All right. So please. Let's move it a moment. I'm trying to get my.
Recording, stop the recording so that I'll proceed.
Yeah. Should be. I will probably stop on it. Yeah, so